Okay, people, I'm back. Your local random heroes here again. All right. Just when people thought, wait a minute, he ain't made a video in a while. When is he gonna come out with one? Here I am. People want to sit back here and basically say that God don't exist and everything, right? I'm gonna sit. I'm just down here at my local lake, right? Well, local park lake, and basically it's hard not to sit back here and see, that I'm gonna prove people wrong, basically, right? Let's look at this lake, right? Beautiful as it seems, God made this, because only as beautiful as this is, only a person can't sit back here and look at this lake and sit back here and say, hey, God is not there. Matter of fact, we got some ducks over there. If I can, if you can see them right there. This is like awesome, breathtaking. There's another something right there over there flying around in the sky. It's just, even this part of the swamp over here is beautiful. It's just it don't make no sense how a person can sit back here and say, look, God don't exist. You can look at the sky. It's just like artist sitting back here painting the sky, with this brush. It's just this is just awesome, breathtaking. It's just, you have a lot of people who want to sit back here and be like, well, God's not there, God's not there, God's not there. But the thing I make to them is, you cannot sit back here and prove no Christian wrong. You cannot sit back here and prove nobody wrong. If they sit back here and say God, if there is a God, when they know there is a God, but like I said, most people want to sit back here and sound, sorry I had to tilt it, sound kind of deep when they sit back here and say it, but one thing I have learned about a lot of people who sit back here and say this is that they're arrogant, because an arrogant person is just going to make a comment like that, it's just awesome, you can just look at this lake. This lake is just, God made this lake. You got it's just beautiful. God made the things that are flying over the lake. It's 6:21 in the morning on May 31st. And God has made all of this. He made the He made the fishes in the water, the birds in the sky. He made the sky itself. He just, you can, although this might not be as beautiful over here, right? It might not be, but God made this also. You can just look at the beauty and tell it. God made all them little lily pads down there. But give Him credit. When people be going through stuff, right? Instead of sitting back here looking for earthly things, they need to sit back here and throw their hands up to God and thank Him. Because not a lot of people can sit back here and say thank you. That's why I said God is just wonderful. Another thing I want to touch on is that prayer. I'm going back to that again. Prayer is awesome. Once you pray for things, wait for God to sit back here and do His work in your life. A lot of people can't sit back here and wait for God to do work. Instead, they've got to have it right then and right there. Wait for God to do His work. Because when God does His work, it's beautiful. For example, a friend of mine, could sit back here and pray for something, right? I've had them pray for things, right? And when when they pray, it come to pass. People say prayers of a sinner is not answered, right? If that's the case, we're all sinners. You got people who want to sit back here and misconstrue the Bible, and so the Bible will sit back here and do what they like. Will say what the way they want it to say, but that's not the whole thing. I'm sorry, I'm kind of have to walk down and look, because I sort of don't want to sit back here and fall. It's gonna be funny. You know, the camera go one way, I go another way. You know, but people just don't. Once you pray for something, it comes to pass. Fasting also works, you know. And if anybody, another shot, another thing what God has made, the sun. How could it be around here all these many years if God wasn't there? If God didn't make it? How can a person sit back here and say, well, he's not there? You know, not there. I switched up just against my fault. How can he, when you sit back and fast and pray, things happen, you know? People think, you know, I don't have to eat nothing or drink nothing in order to fast. That's not the case. As you read through the Bible, look at the book of Daniel. Daniel fasted with no food. No meat, my fault. The only thing he basically drank was water and ate vegetables. Vegetables include broccoli, asparagus, and stuff like that. Anything that's grown out the ground. But not no eggs, cheese, milk, beans, as odd as it seems. Because beans are classified as meat, odd as it seems, you know. Nuts. When God talked back here, when he fasted like that, a vision was revealed to him, right? Another way you can fast is like a full fast, where you just don't eat nothing, just like Moses and Jesus done for 40 days and 40 nights. But the reason why Moses done it, because he was in the presence of God. You know, a lot of people, you know, it's hard for a person to fast. You know, a full fast, no water, no food. You know, not many people could do that. My thing is, if you fast, right, you make sure you're fasting for the right reasons. When you fast together get some people to fast with you and pray with you, and during that whole day you sit back here and fast, and everybody pray with each other, right? You pray multiple times during the day. Let me think. You know, trust me, God gonna sit back here and open some up for you. Trust me when I say that. Not many people want to sit back here and just be like, hey, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. But it is. Trust me on that. You know, it's just the only thing it takes is a little bit of faith. You know, once you just have a little bit of faith, God gonna open something up. A person could sit back here. Well, like I said, there's another story I would tell, but I don't want to, you know, put this person's business out there like that. You know. But when you pray, make sure you ask God for forgiveness. That's one thing what people don't do, is ask God for forgiveness. Instead, they want to sit back here and pray for things that aren't really in God's favor. Or, you know, God's will. But when they get it, right? What do they sit back here and thank God? No. They sit back here and be like, well, you know, I got this on my own free thing and stuff like this, and God didn't have nothing to do with this, and they forget about God. You can't never ever forget about God. You know, and the thing is, that's the catch about people. You know, you can't sit back here and forget about God, because if you sit back here and forget about God, right? He's not going to forget about you, but that's kind of stupid. You know, God going to sit back here and bless you, but you're not going to bless him. No, he's not. He's going to bless you, and you're going to forget about him. It's like sitting back here, your mother or your father or somebody who looks over you, give you something, and you act like you don't care about it, you know? But this is your local random hero here speaking, alright? And I will talk to y'all folks later, and remember, God bless.